know these should have been planted out a long time ago. Please don't judge me. Do you know the great thing about a kitchen garden is actually being in close proximity to the kitchen? Hello friends, and welcome back to Amir's Allotment. In this episode you can join me while I transform this unused area in my garden into a functional kitchen garden. Everything's looking nice and lush in the garden room, and the sweet peas are doing great. As you can see here with the sweet peas, what's really nice is seeing the root system and how far down it goes, right down to the bottom. Even if it's quite a tiny plant, you'll see that the roots are nice and strong. So that's great. So my friends, watch me turn this boring back garden into a functioning kitchen garden this year. I'm confident once I've cleared all this mess that I will be getting some raised beds in, some veg in, and we can have fruit and veg that we'll be harvesting from our back garden this year, as well as the allotment. So it feels like I'm bringing part of my allotment home, and this is going to be great. So I'm obviously trying to get my beds in as soon as I can so that I can have things in the ground here. It's so exciting. It's sort of happening quick because we've got so many other things going on at the moment in the house, at work, planning for a holiday over summer. So there's just so much going on at the moment, but I don't want to lose this opportunity to get some nice fruit and veg in this garden. So let's get cracking. Here's progress in turning my back garden into a kitchen garden. So we've put the wood chip down, some golden oak and sweet chestnut, which is a really nice wood chip. So I've just laid that down, and now I'm going to concentrate on these no dig beds. So we're just going to fill them up so that yeah, we can start growing. But things are coming along nicely. Check out the Mousse Basture, the bananas, really enjoying it. As you can see here, they are shedding their winter jackets. Now, I don't protect these, but all this here is just the leaves from last year that have all just bended over and come down. I leave them on because I think they do protect the trunk, but as you can see, the weather's mild and they're shedding these leaves. Look closely, it's like a snake, look, shedding its skin. So I'm going to actually use these now because they're just perfect for these no dig beds. I'm just going to chop them up, do a chop and drop. Just added as a layer in this bed. It will compost down really quickly because it is literally just like paper, as you can see. Yeah, so all that's in here, and now I'm going to add the compost. And these lovely wood chip paths complement these raised beds really well. And I like these scaffolding boards as a frame for the beds, and yeah, they're just nice and sturdy. If you want a more shallower bed and want to use less compost, then you can always go for decking boards. You can either use decking boards on the outside and have the ribbed edges on the outside, or on the inside and have the smooth edges on the outside. So decking boards are really versatile as well, but I do find that scaffolding boards like these are brilliant, really nice and chunky. What I'm also going to do in this area here is still plant some nice flowers as well. That will be really, really nice, so I can use the wood chip mulch as a mulch around, but we'll have some nice flowers here. This area in my kitchen garden at home is going to be different. It's going to hopefully have some tropical vibes, from the lovely palms that I have in my garden to the banana trees as well. I'm hoping to add a little bit of a tropical feel with tropical style planting, and I think that will just make this garden appear a little bit different, because although we are in the UK and we have a temperate climate, you'd actually be quite surprised at what you can grow in the UK. And things like this palm are completely, I've mentioned it before, completely hardy, as are these musabastu. I mean, yes, they might need some winter protection in certain locations, but with me in this south-facing garden in sunny Gloucestershire, I get away without even protecting these in the winter. I don't always get this size plant by this year, because if we had some hard frost, the stem would have come down in the winter, but it would have still regrown and come back. So I wasn't too worried about not protecting it, but it's just one of those things. Some people like protecting, some not so much, but I do always give the base a heavy mulch. And usually what I do is use all my grass clippings, because that keeps the moisture in as well. I do need to get here and do some weeding, but this keeps the moisture in and it keeps them protected as well as giving them a slow release of nitrogen as well from the grass. So along with this crocosmia, I have got some cannas coming up. I'm not too worried about this pest damage, because as the plant grows, the slugs give up, but I'm also hoping with this heavy mulch that should soon be eradicated anyway. But what I was thinking over here is add some tropical looking flowers that are very hardy, like the Nufophia, this torch lily, sometimes called the red hot poker as well. I think this would look nice over here, so I'm going to grow a couple of these. I'm going to plant them over there. And I just found this gladioli as well that I forgot to plant out in my allotment, but guess what, this colour is perfect for this garden, so that would accompany these plants really well, and I'm going to get these over here. So before I even make a start on planting in the raised beds, over here I'm going to plant the Nufophia and some of the gladioli bulbs. So let's get these planted over here. And this gladioli goes really well with these as well. So behind all this, we have actually got some nice soil. Just going to create some nice area so that I can get these plants in. And now I'll get these gladioli bulbs in. So this is the plate where, if you look closely, you can actually see the roots. So it's pointy side up, but they're not as pointy as and obvious as some bulbs. But if I just remove that, you can actually see that's where the plant will come out from. So yeah, let's get these in here. I don't mind crowding them a little bit, because it will just give a nice natural clump. I'm finding there's still a little bit of bindweed in here, but I'll do my best to get rid of it. just need to then add the soil. And I'm just going to lightly add the wood chip mulch as well, just so that we don't stop them from coming up too much, but that should be fine. Okay. And to show you the Nymphophia, they look different. They don't actually come in a bulb form. They come with some roots. Show you what they look like. Literally, that's it. So you can see the plant actually appearing, and you can plant them just up to there. You can actually see the plant actually appearing there. So all I have to do is just plant in this roots here, and then they'll keep coming. I'm just going to get some more compost for these because I don't want to mulch too much of the wood chip because it might suffocate the plant. So I'm just going to get some more compost. So that's planting in there nicely, and then I'm just going to add some of this wood chip mulch around it. Just planted another Nymphophia here. Honestly, this soil is really good, really nice here. I'll make sure that there's no weeds to compete with it, but I think that should do really well there. There's a nice oriental poppy here. I thought I'd leave this for now. But over here, we've planted our Nymphophia and gladioli, so just give everything a nice water. And before we know it, we'll have a nice display of colours here. So while I've continued to work around here, I've noticed lots of insects, lots of bees and wasps and ladybirds and lots of insects. So to continue to encourage them, I've got one of these which I'll be hanging up on the fence behind me, but I'll continue to dot a lot of these around the place because we need to continue to encourage the biodiversity to this garden and bring in all those important pollinators and insects. Just prepping this bed just to make sure that I get rid of some of the clumps, and then I can start planting in it. Do you know the great thing about a kitchen garden is actually being in close proximity to the kitchen? Don't tell my wife about this, but I just found this in the cupboard, and it's going to be really handy to make sure that I get some decent spacing and some things planted into this bed. I'm so excited to plant in. I don't know about you, but whenever there's an empty bed that's all prepped and ready, it's just so exciting to start planting in it. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm hoping that my wife doesn't notice this going missing anytime soon. I know these should have been planted out a long time ago. Please don't judge me. I'm now going to get them out, but rather than prize them away and damage the roots, which it's likely I probably will do now because they're so overgrown, I'm going to stick them in some water to see if I can get them prized apart that way without damaging any of the roots. Brilliant, easy, absolutely great. So that's worked nicely. Should be able to get these now planted in this bed. Look at that, brilliant. These are Elsa Craig, and look, they're really nice and strong. So fingers crossed these should do well now in this bed. Brilliant. Perfect. Onions are ready. Picking the ones that are nice and strong. So in here I'm going to get some coriander. this bed here, I'm going to get some garlic. I know it might be a bit late, but I've got some of this garlic that was just bought from the shop that was discounted. So it's pink garlic, and I've grown this on my allotment and it seems to grow quite fast. So we'll try it. If it doesn't work, at least we'll get some green garlic. So this bed, I'm just going to pack it full of these alliums. I'm really glad that I've been able to make use of my back garden and increase my growing space. There's been so much going on. I've been a bit under the weather recently as well. So I'm really glad that this weekend I've been able to get these beds in and also actually get things planted in the bed, which I didn't really expect. So I'm just securing this obelisk to this bed here so that I can actually plant out my sweet peas, because it's been such a lovely day and I think the sweet peas are ready to be planted out as well. So I'm going to get them in this bed. Thanks for watching, friends. I do hope that you've enjoyed this one. I will hopefully catch you in the next vlog. But from me, for now, it's goodbye.